Welcome back to Winners and Losers, the show that looks at the highs and the lows from around world football this weekend. As you can tell, Patrick Van Straten's not here, so I'm joined by my partner in crime from VFN, it's Dave Jackson.
How's it going?
How's it going, Jacko?
Younger and better looking, some might say.
Nobody's saying that. Let's kick it straight off then with the Manchester derby.
Oh, Joseph, how are you feeling?
I'm gutted, mate. Our first winners, though, I'm going to have to start with Manchester City. What a performance, Dave Jackson.
Yes, I think Pep Guardiola got his tactics spot on, and I don't think that can be underestimated. I think that has been, like, he set his team up. Yeah. Every single player in that position, going from, let's maybe mention the goalkeeper a little bit later on. But every single one of the outfield players, they knew exactly what their job was, which is something that I feel other Premier League managers maybe have kind of forgotten about. It's setting a team up to win a game. It's setting a team up knowing and having trust in your players that, yes, I'm going to back my right back to be better than the opposition's left winger. Yeah. And that's exactly what he did. And especially in the first 40 to 46 minutes, or whatever it was, you see like the bloody first half, they looked tremendous. Yeah, they were absolutely scintillating first half. You talked about it, hit the nail on the head then, I think, when you say everybody knew exactly what they were doing. Kevin De Bruyne in particular knew exactly what he was doing. He was finding so much space in behind Paul Pogba and Fellaini, it was ridiculous. David Silva and Fernandinho wrapped those two up, and then Kevin De Bruyne in the hole. Let's not forget as well, this was a Man City team without Sergio Aguero. What would the score have been, Jacko, if they'd had Serge? If Sergio Aguero would have been on that pitch, that may have been 4, 5, 6 in that first half. There's actually a player that I actually want to highlight as well. Raheem Sterling, his movement off the ball was fantastic, and I think that again comes down to Pep Guardiola telling him, take players with you and move Manchester United where you want them to play. And I think that's the key element 100%. Of why Manchester City won the derby. Yeah, 100%. The amount of times Luke Shaw got pulled out of position when Raheem Sterling running across the front of him was shocking. However, we are going to have to mention Claudio Bravo. Oh, dearie me, a sticky debut to say the least. However, he did complete 28 out of his 30 passes, so clearly that's why Pep Guardiola brought him in. Pep Guardiola, of course, after the game as well, said that it was one of the best performances he'd ever seen from a goalkeeper. Clearly he's just doing that to boost his confidence because he was violently bad. He was terrible in the air, his shot stopping didn't look great, and for a debut, a lot of commentators were saying, look, this is reminiscent of David De Gea when he arrived when he was sort of 18, 19, I'm not that sure. And it took him 2 years to get ready. Well, Claudio Bravo's 33 years of age, he can't afford 2 years to get ready, so he's got to hit the ground running. It wasn't acceptable on the weekend. I think it's also as well, I think when City play other teams, they will know if you put pressure on this goalkeeper, there is going to be a mistake in most other leagues. They don't. Goalkeepers don't expect balls to be played in from any angle. That's a big difference in the Premier League. People just put a ball into the area, and if a goalkeeper can't come and claim the ball, he gives his defenders problems. Yeah. And I think as the season goes on, we'll kind of see how that kind of pans out. Yeah, it's going to be very interesting against the likes of Crystal Palace. But what do you guys at home think? Are Manchester City the front runners for the league after that result? Let us know what you think in the comments below. Our next losers come from the same game. It's Manchester United, and Jose Mourinho got it so wrong. There was no pace on the pitch, was there, Dave? I don't think there was, and I think that was where the big issue was, really. Again, I know this is about Man United, but I'm putting my Arsenal hat on. Whenever we have played Pep Guardiola teams, the one thing he really hates playing against is pace. It's a massive area that he actually fears. Yeah. You know, say what you want about Theo Walcott. His best games come against Barcelona, against Pep Guardiola's Barcelona team, against Pep Guardiola's Bayern Munich team, because the way Pep sets his team out, and the reason why he wanted Claudio Bravo over Joe Hart was that he wants his team to up the pitch, therefore the space to run in behind. I think the big issue Jose Mourinho had was by not playing Martial and Marcus Rashford. Yeah. I think in playing in them two positions out wide, you're at Old Trafford, you're at home, you should be taking the game to Man City, not worrying about what they're going to do to you. You should be going, no, we are Manchester United, we're going to attack. What's that stupid chant you always do? Yeah, attack. Yeah, I agree with you actually. You know what I mean? So if you're taking the game to them, and you had again, I'll really take Zidane out of the equation because he would be in the pitch anyway. He would be spearheading your attack. If you had them two wingers pushing the game to Manchester City, like you did the last 20 minutes, start the game like that. Maybe like see if you can nick an early goal, and it changes completely the way that Man City play their game.
completely agree with you, Jackson. United were lacking so much pace in wide areas, and because Henrik Mkhitaryan and Jesse Lingard give the ball away so often and did nothing on the ball, it allowed them to get so high at the pitch. Kevin De Bruyne was in behind Paul Pogba all the time. Paul Pogba didn't know where he's coming or where he's going, didn't know whether to go to David Silva, sit back on Kevin De Bruyne. That caused us a massive issue. He then found himself out on the left-hand side trying to cover for Jesse Lingard, left us completely exposed in the middle of the park. He had set up completely worried about what Pep Guardiola was going to do rather than what Manchester United were going to do. He got it wrong on the day, Jose Mourinho, but will he get it wrong this season? Let us know what you think in the comments below. Our next winners come for the Bernabeu, and it is, of course, Real Madrid, who pumped Osasuna 5-2. Zinedine Zidane taking his win streak to 15 games with Real Madrid. Seriously scary stuff.
That's right. Real Madrid have their fear factor back. I'm not saying, you know, if any team that the champions of Europe that are a club of Real Madrid's stature, there's always going to be a fear. But I think teams go to the Bernabeu now and think, okay, let's not get a spanking. If we can come away with a 2-0 loss, that's been a good day's work. And I don't think it's been like that for an awful long time.
Yeah, an awful long time. If you can hear some banging in the background, that's Jose Mourinho whacking his head against the door. He's still annoyed. Sorry about the noise. Nothing we can do about it. I agree with you though, Dave. Real Madrid look a seriously scary prospect. Cristiano Ronaldo, of course, coming back from Euro 2016 injury. Since he joined the club 7 years ago, he has scored 35% of Real Madrid's goals. That is absolutely monstrous. They've also got Gareth Bale. He looks on fire this season. Benzema. They've got the likes of Morata. They're so fluid, Real Madrid. They're a real problem for Barcelona this season. They can play in about 4 different formations, which I don't think Barcelona can.
I think that's the point I was about to make. It's like Real Madrid have a couple of systems that they can play. But whereas with Barcelona, if it doesn't work, you know, quick, short passing. They kind of, you know, for example, they don't really have a big man, or they don't really have someone who can potentially stretch the defence the way the Real Madrid can. You know, if for example it's not quite going Real Madrid's way, they can go, all right, Bell, you just piss off to the wing, you stretch the play, you put Cristiano on the other wing, and you've got two excellent strikers there in Karim Benzema and Morata. Just whip some bloody balls in.
Yeah, exactly. And they've also got the extra creativity on the bench. James Rodriguez can't get a game, that sums it up. Isco can't get a game. They've got Modric, Kroos in central midfield, Casemiro behind them. Very, very exciting and daunting stuff.
And I think also, and I think Real Madrid's defence doesn't quite get the kind of credit it probably does actually deserve. Pepe and Sergio Ramos, again, they would pretty much walk into any like team.
You saw how good Pepe was at the Euros, of course, with Portugal, easily the best defender in the competition, maybe even the player of the tournament. Amazing performance there. Going to be very close between them and Barcelona. But what do you guys at home think? Who's going to win La Liga? Is it going to be the Catalans, or is it going to be Real Madrid?
Yes, no.
Talking of the Catalans, Davo, they are our next losers. They lost 2-1 at home to newly promoted Alaves. Ugly times for Luis Enrique.
I don't think anyone saw that coming.
No, dearie me, massive odds. However, what can you say about that system? He left Messi on the bench, didn't he? He left Iniesta, he left Suarez on the bench. The people he brought in, not quite ready.
Well, I think that's the thing. Their first 11 is probably the best on the planet. Yeah. Okay. You know, I think everyone, you know, there's other teams that you got your Bayerns, you got your Real Madrid, etc. The problem is their strength and depth is just not there. Despite that, I think they've actually brought well. But I think the biggest issue that Luis Enrique is going to have is he's brought for the future. So he's kind of relying on their starting 11 to just do like the job for them. Yeah. For you're probably thinking about 60 to 65 games a season if they want to win the league and the Champions League. I think that was the issue that they messed up. Towards about March time last season, they almost people forget they almost threw that title away as well. Yeah,
I agree with you. The likes of Umtiti being left on the bench is worrying for me that Matteo is being played ahead of him, because Matteo is absolute dog shit. And I'm also worried about Arda Turan and Paco Alcacer. They're not hit the ground running. No. A lot of people in the comments a couple of weeks ago said, well, Turan had a fantastic pre-season, he should be ready to step up. He's nowhere near the level of Barcelona's usual front three. So to leave Messi and Suarez on the bench, a massive risk. And like you said, if they're going to play 60 games a season, that front three simply can't do it. Barcelona had 75% possession on the weekend, but they only had 2 shots on target.
That's not
Alaves had 4.
At home
2 shots on target at home is worrying. That's why they cannot afford to drop Messi and Suarez, despite the fact that Alcacer and Turan are fantastic players. They're still miles off Messi.
And I think that's another issue as well. They only know how to play one way. Yeah. You know, and when it works, as I say, I generally believe I think they're the best club team on the planet. But if it doesn't, you know, if a team it's got a bit between their teeth that they're playing, they think, no, we are not going to be broken down today. you know, they're kind of relying on Messi, Suarez or Neymar to do a little bit like special, you know, pull like something out the top drawer kind of thing.
Yeah, 100%. And with a recent poll of Catalans saying that 87% of them expect the treble. Yes, the treble this season. The pressure is massive. But have they got enough to battle in the Copa del Rey, the La Liga, and the Champions League? I'm not convinced. But what are you guys saying? Do you think they can win the treble? No way. The next winners, it really pains me to say it, it is Liverpool under Jurgen Klopp, who thumped Leicester 4-1 at home at the newly redeveloped Anfield. Great performance, great result, Dave.
It was amazing. I think Mane looks like he could be the signing of the season, particularly in the Premier League. He's so direct. When you have a player that takes opposition players with them, it creates space for other people. Yeah. And again, it's something that I keep banging about Theo bloody Walcott this week, but he's much frustrated because he doesn't take players with him. Yeah. Like that is a fundamental part of football. It's not just about what you do with the ball, it's about what you do without it. And I think that is the biggest thing that I think Jurgen Klopp has managed to do to this Liverpool team. They're so fluid.
They're so fluid.
With and without the ball.
They've scored more Premier League goals than anybody else since the turn of the year. I think that sums it up. Like you say, Mane pulling players away. Adam Lallana, I had a real problem with Adam Lallana last season. I was not his biggest fan, that's an understatement, because he's fantastic on the ball. He's got great technical ability, but he doesn't finish enough chances and he doesn't get enough assists. But this season, Jurgen Klopp's getting the best out of him, isn't he? He scored 3 goals and got an assist in his last 4 games for club and country. That is impressive. He also covered more ground than anybody else in the Premier League this season on the weekend, 13.2 kilometres. Amazing stuff around Lallana. If he can get him combining with Firmino, Mane running in behind, even the likes of Wijnaldum coming from deep. He's got Coutinho on the bench. He's got Daniel Sturridge yet to start firing. Liverpool are a seriously dangerous side.
You know, I think they're going to be a very extremely tough team to beat.
Yeah, definitely. But where are Liverpool going to finish in the league? Can they win the title, or should they be aiming for a top 4 finish? That seems more likely to me. Let us know what you think below. Our next losers come from the new London Stadium. It is West Ham, who yet again shambles. Went 2-0 up, Dave, and lost 4-2 to Watford.
I don't understand how you can go 2-0 up at home and lose the game, like, you know what I mean? And it wasn't as if like Watford played amazing. Let's have it right. There was literally, I think it was like 4 defensive errors. That could cost them the game. Troy Deeney's finish though.
Troy Deeney's finish is an absolute
that is
blockbuster. If you haven't seen it already, Troy Deeney.
I'll tell you something now. If Zlatan would have scored that goal, that's like blockbuster headline.
100%. But West Ham were horrible on the day. The newly formed London Stadium as well doesn't look fit for purpose. There's still stewarding problems. There was fighting between West Ham fans. If you're in the lower seats, you have to stand the whole game to see the pitch. Unacceptable. They weren't going to pack it out. And that atmosphere carried onto the pitch. When they shipped 2 goals, the whole atmosphere went flat. You couldn't hit anything in the stadium. The players got nervous and Watford took full advantage, taking nothing away from them. They were powerful on the day. Igalo and Deeney back to goal-scoring ways. Etienne Capoue scoring from deep. That worries me as a West Ham fan, that you're going to have to ship that many goals, 4 at home, to Watford.
Yes, and I think also with that, the way it looks at West Ham to play, they're literally going to have to score more goals in the opposition.
Yeah, literally.
You know? And I think if Dimitri Payet gets injured, they're in serious trouble.
Serious trouble. Of course, you would probably seen that Dimitri Payet Rabona. Wonderful stuff. That is pure, unadulterated filth, Dimitri. However, the attack, fine. The defence, shambles. They've still got Arbeloa to come back in. They've still got Ogbonna to come back in, so that might shore them up a bit. However, overall as a defensive system, they're all over the place. They look a completely different team to last season. Their right backs are pushing too out of the pitch. Left backs not following the left winger. You've got Mikel Antonio, who's now gone from a right back to a left winger. The right back area is still a problem for him. That's why he's brought in Arbeloa, but Arbeloa is still not fit enough. Slaven Bilic as well in trouble. That's 2 wins from his last 8 games, and those 2 wins was that scraper against Bournemouth and a win in the Europa League against NK Domzale, which they later went out of. So not a great start to the season for Slaven Bilic. But how long is he going to last? Could he be one of the first casualties? Or is the likes of Mark Hughes and Tony Pulis pushing him pretty damn close? Who's going to be sacked first? Let us know what you think in the comments below. So that was our weekend's winners and losers. But who are yours? Let us know what you think in the comments below.
And if you enjoyed this one, go and check out Football Face-Off featuring our friends over at All Time Gaming. It's playing on screen now.
FIFA 17 versus Pro Evolution 17. Thanks very much for watching, guys. And as ever, please do like and subscribe.
Peace.